Welcome back to another episode of the Hermit Poetry Series. I'm Neil Aitken, and on this channel I read poetry, mostly work by contemporary poets, occasionally poems of my own, and once in a while poems from the past. Today's poem comes to us from Ivy Alvarez from her collection Mortal, which was published by Morning Press in 2006. I'm going to read a longer poem that's located towards the beginning of this book, which is entitled Demeter and Persephone. The poem is actually in 4 sections. Each section has its own title. Demeter and Persephone. The abduction of Demeter. This time it is Demeter Hades wants. He drags her through the garden, throws her to the ground. It opens like a mouth. Grains scatter from her hand. Persephone knots fists in her mother's skirt. Her heels churn the earth. The wet earth swallows. Demeter disappears. Persephone falls silent. The garden grows cold. Her mother is gone. There is only mud. Demeter in the underworld. Demeter's down below. The earth is on her, a pressed flower. A sour breath has filled the hole. Something has her by the throat. Above, Persephone, her daughter, waits. Demeter struggles below, reaps scratched arms, splinters in her soles. A close gust of laughter blows its breath inside that hole. Why is her right hand so cold? With dirt in her eyes, knots in her hair, Demeter crawls down below. She cries, "Why is it so cold?" No tongue moves to speak to her, and still this breath that's in the hole, still a hunger that swallowed her whole. She's in the earth and going nowhere. Demeter lies, waits down below, holds her breath in that muddy hole. Persephone presses her ear to earth. Persephone presses her ear to earth. There is no sound but for grains shifting to accommodate her ear. Mute mouth, tongue stuck, lips shut. The earth turns. The sun inflames her neck, reddens a cheek as ladybirds cling to her hair. Midges hum above her breath. Sandflies lick salt from the edge of her tears. Such thin liquid notes as sound travels an ear, draining clockwise, trickling downwards to water. Infantly, each loam crumb on its way. Grass blades under her fingers buoy her palms, her arms, as Persephone dreams of her fist pushed in that earthy mouth, of hauling Demeter out, safe, rescued. Demeter sleeps. Demeter sleeps and waits in that dank earth as root tendrils tighten knots in her hair. Millipedes curl and nestle in her ears as still her eyes oscillate behind her lids. Something secret ticks on unstoppable, a bulb that waits to bud from cold flowers in spring. It is a thin song she waits on, a hum Persephone might make below her breath as she gathers the corn to her. She knows that summer hides in winter's face. A worm butts its head inside her palm's cup, dislodges a wheat seed which germinates, its thin self rising through layers and months, so that a stalk cracks the soil, turns green, lives. And that was Demeter and Persephone from Mortal by Ivy Alvarez, Morning Press, 2006. If you've enjoyed this particular poem and this reading, please consider liking this video or comment below. And if you have suggestions for other poems and other poets that you'd like to hear on this channel. If you're a new poet, or if you're a poet out there with a book that would like a little extra promotion, I'd be happy to help out. Send me an email and provide some more details, and we'll see what we can work out in terms of featuring a poem from your book in this series. If you've enjoyed this series on the whole, please consider subscribing. There's new content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. For the most part, it'll be poetry, but as we near our 100 video mark, I'm considering branching out to do some other content, perhaps some writing prompts or a little discussion about craft. We'll see. Still continuing on with poetry every week, but perhaps a few extra videos from here and there. Overall, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're finding opportunities to engage in the world and to explore art and literature, to find sustenance in the world and in the world of language. And whatever you're doing, I hope you're safe in doing it and continue to find joy in the world around you as you reach out to others. I'm grateful for the power of language and the power of literature, and I hope that in some way you are engaged in that labor as well, whether as a reader or as a writer. Until next time, I'm Neil Aitken. This is the Hermit Poetry Series, and we'll be back again soon. Take care.